Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Covfefe Patriot, and today I want to talk to you about the safety concerns that we have in our school. Now, when I was a kid growing up in America in the mid 90s, there was a tragedy that happened known as Columbine, Colorado. It was the first major incident that I remember of a school shooting taking place by two murderers. Just call them what they are. It was a big deal. Now, here we are, quite a bit a while later. 30 years later? No, not quite 30 years later, but at least 20 years later, and we haven't addressed this problem at all. Now, some schools have. Some of you go to schools and you see how hard it is for you to actually get into the school. Granted, you're not trying to force your way in there. You're doing it using the school's policies that are in place. But it seems like when somebody does want to try to force their way into a school, they're still able to do so relatively easily. And that's really the sad part. I told somebody once, and I don't think it clicked to them at the time, and maybe it was just me not wording it right, but it's sad that we'll actually keep our prisoners safer than we will our children. Now, what I mean by that is if, somebody wants to go into a school and commit a crime, they've shown us time and time again that they're going to find a way and they're going to do that crime. Now, I don't care how hard somebody wants to try to go up into a prison and try to take people out, they're not going to be able to do it. There's lots of places that are just as secure as prisons as far as letting people in. Granted, I know prisons are meant to keep the bad guys in, but, maybe schools could take a little note and secure their buildings up just as much. I mean, it's really not unheard of to have a door that opens from one way, so you got a fire exit that the children can get out. They're not trapped inside or anything, but no one's allowed in. I don't think it's really unnecessary to consider fencing up our schools completely. I think every school, private or public, should have a secure fence. I believe that fence should be inspected at the morning and in the evening every day. Yeah, does that mean the janitor's going to have to go take a walk around the fence? Probably. There should be cameras facing at those fences too, so you can see activities. I mean, it wouldn't even be that hard to put motion sensors on the fence so you could tell if somebody's tampering with them. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do to make our schools safer and have them not quite look like a military base or a prison, but there's things we definitely have to do. Like the other shooting that happened the other day in Nashville. The person was able to shoot through the glass. Now, call me crazy, but I think you would want a high strength glass in a doorway on a school or even on the windows in schools. You don't want people being able to break that glass. We're not talking about something that's so far out in technology world that it hasn't been invented yet. This is a problem that we have had for 30 plus years in America. It's a problem that needs to be addressed, and we have the technology. Now, I know some people are thinking, well, Jake, we have the technology, but this is going to cost a lot of money. You're damn right it's going to cost a lot of money. But I'm asking you right now, especially the parents out there, what price tag would you put on your kid to ensure their safety? Who knows how much? It would go up as high as you can. You would spend your last dollar just knowing your kid is safe. But here's the good part. We don't have to spend our last dollar. We don't even have to increase our tax rate. We need to take some of this money that we're sending overseas to help other countries with their problems, even though it's really just causing more problems for them. And we need to invest it into our infrastructure, really our infrastructure, and our safety for our children. You guys want to talk about how some political party wants to go after our pew-pews? That's not going to solve anything. We're just going to make it easier for the bad guys. And that's not working. That hasn't worked. It hasn't slowed anything down with the changes that they have made. So we can't expect it to change anytime soon, and all of a sudden we're going to start seeing results. That's not going to happen, especially with a lot of young adults, ages from 15 to 30 right now, just had a huge, pretty much blow to their mental health. Not all of them, and most of them probably, got a good head on their shoulders, but you got a lot of them, a large number of them, I should say, that didn't come out of COVID unscathed. They're not adjusting well to, I guess, this woke agenda. Some young adults need guidance, need structure, and that's something that we're starting to see that just doesn't exist today as much as it once did before in the young communities. And there's several reasons. Granted, that's a different video. I'm not going to go ahead and put that on this one, but I did want to reach out and talk about safety in schools. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions, thoughts, comments below on what we could do to make our schools safer. How can we eliminate the threat? How can we put children back in schools when they can worry about the school stuff, homework, grades, relationships, instead of worrying about safety? I don't know about you, but when I went to school in the 90s, I was not worried about safeties. Hell, I'd hear the fire alarm and a bunch of little kids were all watching to see if there's smoke. There's never smoke. We never thought the building would really be on fire. But this is a whole new level that young kids are dealing with. And this is going to cause a lot of stress and a lot of hardship that they don't need to deal with. And it's our jobs as the parents and the adults to fix this situation, to let them know, hey, you're safe. We got you. So guys, as always, Covfefe Patriot, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what your opinion is, tell me what you think. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day.